So this is the golden question. Can everyone be an entrepreneur? People have been divided on this topic. There are some people who think everyone can be an entrepreneur. There are some people who think no, entrepreneurship requires certain skills, expertise, and unless you have the capacity, you cannot be an entrepreneur. There are people who feel like no, everybody can be an entrepreneur because it's just a matter of finding a problem in the marketplace and then providing a solution and boom, you are an entrepreneur. So everyone can be an entrepreneur. Where do I stand? In my opinion, it's very simple. Not everybody can be an entrepreneur. It's like saying everyone can be a lawyer. Everyone can be a medical doctor. Everyone can be a president. Everyone can be this. No. You need to understand that everyone cannot be anything. Why? Because there are certain qualities, expertise, character, mindset, and behavior norms required for everything that you want to become. What does that mean? It means you need to have a certain personality to become a lawyer. You need to be a certain person, having a certain mindset, a certain attitude to be a chartered accountant. Because there are character traits, belief systems, way of life, understanding, relationship, concept, and various other factors. So not everybody can be an entrepreneur. And the reason why this discussion is crucial is because sometimes people are of the agenda that, as far as you are an employee, you can never be wealthy. Because unless you start a business and you are your own boss, you can never be wealthy. You can never live a successful life. No. You can live a successful life as an employee. Not everybody can be an entrepreneur because the character traits, the qualification, the risks, the personality, what it requires to be an entrepreneur, it is not everybody that is willing to go on that journey. The mindset needed to be an entrepreneur is different. So not everybody can be an entrepreneur. But in order to bring this discussion home, I want you to listen to the response that Kevin O'Leary gave to Steve of the Diary of CEO podcast when he was asked this same question. And I want you to listen to this carefully and tell me what you think about the response by Kevin O'Leary.
Do you think anybody can be an entrepreneur?
No. I've tried to teach it, and I mentor it all the time to the CEOs that I work with. There are some attributes of people that can do this. A certain element of risk tolerance, a certain element of focus, and then the other element, which I've really started to believe in of late, is karma, luck. You need to be lucky. It's like Napoleon was once asked, who are your favorite generals? And he said, my favorite generals are lucky generals, my lucky generals. And I'm starting to think that in life, particularly entrepreneurship, you look at the difference, the path of success and failure, and nobody's exposed to it more than I am in terms of how many investments I've made over the decades. I think if you want a percentage, I teach these cohorts at Harvard, you get a class of 120 people in a room. 2/3 of them want to become consultants. That's why they're there. And lead a life of mediocrity and never make a decision of consequence in their lives. And after 24 months, they are tainted with that disease forever. They'll always be good consultants, but they will never achieve greatness in any way. In life, only 1/3 of people can become successful entrepreneurs. That's it. And the rest can be very successful employees, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can have a fantastic life. You won't be shackled to the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, the challenge of it, how hard it is, but you'll never be free.
So that is Kevin's response. Now, there are a couple of things I want you to take notice of, because Kevin is a successful entrepreneur that has investment in various businesses, has mentored a lot of entrepreneurs, and so there are a couple of things that you need to take cue from when he speaks. The first thing he mentioned about the qualities of successful entrepreneurs is risk tolerance. How much risk can you tolerate to become successful? There are many people who are afraid, who are fearful. There are many people who cannot. Can you sell your house? Can you sell your car to put into a dream which you don't know the outcome of? How much risk can you tolerate? There are people who just want security, the assurance that, hey, whether you like it or not, at the end of the month, the salary will come. That's okay. So, risk tolerance, your risk appetite level, is something that distinguishes people who are entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, and people who cannot be entrepreneurs. So if you are somebody who is risk averse, somebody who is fiero, somebody who wants to, who doesn't have the ability to go the extra mile, it's okay to be an employee. The second quality that Kevin spoke about was focus. You see, successful entrepreneurs are people who focus on one thing over a long period of time, and they are rewarded for it after decades. There are many people who suffer from the shining object syndrome. Oh, you want to be an entrepreneur? Hey, you want to start your own business? Then they hear that, oh, today somebody is, importing sanitary pad and condoms from China. Then they say, oh, I'm also going to import sanitary pad on Temu or on, some other websites. Then they import the thing. Then they are selling without checking the markets, without doing any market research. Then after 1 week, they hear another thing. Somebody is also announcing, hey, I'm selling curtains and it is going well. Hey, then you hear somebody is also saying, oh, I sell Stanley Cup and the cup is selling. Hey, then they go. Many people lack focus in life. And because of that, only a few people can be entrepreneurs. Because to build something significant, you must focus on one thing over a long period of time. In my journey as a rising entrepreneur, there are a lot of things that have come my way that I could have ignored this whole thing of entrepreneurship and follow them. There are people who tell me, hey, Nhyira, this thing you are doing, it doesn't look like there is any future for this thing. I have a certain opportunity for you. And it's a good opportunity. You get X amount of money, comfort, promotion, position, car, house, like you get everything. But I am ready to take a risk, number one. Number two, I am willing to focus on one thing to see it to become successful one day. And focus is a key thing. So my question to you is this. If you want to become an entrepreneur, what is your risk appetite? Can you tolerate risk? What can you lose? What can you give up? What sacrifices are you willing to make? Because you see, the entrepreneur is different from an employee. When you're an entrepreneur, it means you are at the forefront. There is nothing like work-life balance for the entrepreneur, especially when you start. You have to be available 24 hours for the business when you start the business. Are you willing to make the sacrifices? Sometimes you may miss your children's birthday. You may miss your children's school, PTA. You may miss various functions. Are you willing to be okay with that? Then somebody will say, oh, why can't you have the two? It requires planning and it doesn't come overnight. So what can you risk? Number two, what is your level of focus? Can you focus on a single thing and do it over a decade to see an outcome? Are you willing to do one thing and one thing only for years until there is a change? And then the third thing that Kevin mentioned was luck. Because you see, at the end of the day, there is a luck that comes somewhere. Yes, you are someone who is diligent. You are somebody who is working hard, who is persistent. You are someone who tolerates risk. You are somebody who focuses on one thing. You work it over and over again. The universe has to bless you. Some people call it the grace of God. Some people call it the favor of God. Some people call it luck. Because you see, things must work in your favor. There are a lot of external factors that you have no control over. And the external factors could make or break you. But if the external factors happen and they happen in your favor, that becomes the grace of God. That becomes favor. That becomes luck. So some way, somehow, the universe must favor you. Some way, somehow, the external factors must work in your favor. Prior to 2020, I had been working We've been doing a lot, having a lot of things, still working, spending money, still working, spending money. Until 2020, when the COVID was announced, lockdown came, that event was my lack moment. That event was our favored moment. That event was our grace period. Because at that time, people are now looking for online education. People are now looking for access to quality content. People are now looking for where can I get to attend lectures and prepare for my examination. Because yes, we are on lockdown, social distancing, limiting social gathering, but life must go on. Prior to that, we had created the platform. We had created the opportunity. We had put in place the various things that are required. So we had the capacity there. So that event came in and boom, took us to the next level. And that is what it takes to be successful. So can everyone be an entrepreneur? No. And it is not bad. You need to have financial intelligence to be financially independent. Let me take that again. Becoming financially independent is not about being an employee or being an entrepreneur. It's about having financial intelligence. You have to be financially literate. Because if you make 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, and you do not have financial literacy, you're going to blow it out of proportion and still end up with nothing. And somebody who may have far less than that, with high level of financial literacy, will achieve financial independence in a decade or two. So don't sweat it. Don't force yourself, try to be an entrepreneur. I want to go and start crocodile farm. Then you are going to start crocodile farm. Yeah, I want to start selling decks. Hey, I want to start selling smartphones. Hey, I want to start selling lights. Hey, the ring lights, I'm going to be selling. Hey, I want to start selling microphone. Bro, calm down. If you don't have the capacity, the tenacity to focus, to build something and be willing to wait for that luck to hit you, to take you to the next level, it's okay. You want to make more money, don't you? You can become an investor in other companies. And that is right. That's how you build wealth, being an investor. So you don't have to be the one at the forefront, but you invest in profitable businesses. And so you have some excess money available. Instead of starting a crocodile farm, you can invest that money into something else. Maybe on the stock market, maybe real estate, maybe some fixed deposit in the bank, maybe some government bond, maybe some other alternative assets like Bitcoin or gold or silver or something like that. The only thing is that you need to have financial literacy. So you only invest in things you understand. Because many people transition from employees to entrepreneurs without understanding the nature of what entrepreneurship is about. And the same thing happens. Many people take their money and they say, hey, I've heard. They say, hey, farming, there is money inside though. So you're going to start crocodile farm, or you're going to start cow what? You're going to start this. You're going to start that. No. You must ask yourself, do I understand this industry, this sector? How do I get in? How do I get customers? How do I sell my product? In case I'm no longer interested, what are my exit options? What is the tax implication of this investment, this business? You have to know all of those things. So you don't need to be an entrepreneur to be financially independent. You don't need to start your own business to be your own boss. If you think you can only become your own boss by starting your own business, then that is a recipe for disaster, because 9 out of 10, you're going to fail. So instead, analyze, find it out. For the majority of the populace, it's okay to be an employee. It's okay. All you need is to have financial intelligence. So you take your salary after tax and manage that money well. Invest in things that will pay you more money so that you can sleep. At a point, you can decide to retire early before the 60 years or 55 years retirement age. If you have investments available, you can retire before your retirement time and enjoy your life, because your investment will pay you the returns that will finance your life. So you never started any business. You were an employee for 30 years, 40 years of your life. Then your salaries have been put into investment, and that investment are paying you. This is what you must understand about the concept of whether to become an entrepreneur or remain an employee. The only thing is this: we all want to achieve financial independence, and financial independence has nothing to do with whether you are an employee or you are an employer. Financial independence is dependent on financial literacy. And if you have high level of financial intelligence, then you can achieve financial independence. Let me hear from you in the comment section what you think about this topic.